You're listening to the Purdy Girl Podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Kelly Purdy. My mission is to connect military spouses, fiancés, girlfriends, and booty calls worldwide. So let's do this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Purdy Girl Podcast. You know, we did choose a book club book, and if you're wondering how we choose those, we literally vote for them in the Facebook page. In the Purdy Girl Facebook page. So if you're not a part of it, let me know, get you in. But we chose Intuitive Eating by Elyse Resch. No one knows. I have no idea how to say her last name. Resch. So I was looking up the audiobook, and there's a 4-hour audiobook or a 14-hour audiobook. I'll probably do the 14-hour one just because this conversation is so interesting to me, and I'm excited to dive into it. So we are going to meet up for book club on March 22nd, 1 p.m. at my place in Destin, Florida. So come on over. If it's nice weather, I kind of want to do it poolside. So I will let you know in the Facebook group. I think this will be a really interesting book. I will probably start today. I just love this topic so much. I'm in such a different headspace right now with food. It's freaking crazy. For example, I'll have like an early dinner, usually around 5 or 6, because I'm basically 90, and then go to bed shortly after. And we do that pretty much every night. But then I will be starving again by 9 p.m., which before Ashley would always just try to ignore that, be like, I already had dinner, just go to bed. And I would ignore the urge to eat so late just because that's how I was always programmed. And I still have that first thought of like, nope, it's time for bed, don't eat. But then I remember I'm pregnant. So I choose to listen to my body. It's wild. It's so different. I do wonder how things will be after baby, and even like during nursing, all that stuff. I know it's going to be different with eating, and it's so important to listen to those hunger cues, especially because your body is like functioning for another living human. It's wild. Ultimately, I just want to continue to choose foods before, during, after pregnancy. I want to continue to choose foods that I know I respond well to and eat intuitively and mindfully. That's the plan. So, hard right turn. Today, I want to talk about ways I found to stay disciplined with my money. I think this is a really popular topic right now with all of you guys. And so I figured I would just kind of share a few things that have helped me. And I think this is why getting out of debt clicked so much for me. You don't have to be a financial wizard to win with your money. You just need to know elementary math, and you have to learn to be disciplined and have strong boundaries with yourself. So I think if you understand those 3 things, you're gold. So elementary math, hopefully we all passed. Learn to be disciplined. Okay, what does that look like? Well, we'll talk about it. And just have strong boundaries with yourself. Okay, so those 3 things. So the 3 ways that I've stayed disciplined with my money is, well, the first thing that comes to mind was switching to cash for a while for most things. And here's why. When I was trying to get a hold of my finances and really trust myself again with money, I had to get back to basics. Studies actually show that we spend cash differently than when we swipe a card or use the Starbucks app or easily click on Amazon to buy whatever the heck you want. Did you know that using cash saves you on average 15 to 20% just at the store? Maybe you know what I'm talking about, maybe you don't. But like, say you have $100 bill in your wallet, then some 5s, then some 1s, maybe a 10. You're out shopping and you go to use the 5s and 1s and maybe the 10 first because you don't want to break that 100, right? At least I'm that way. It actually triggers levels of discomfort in our brain when we see the cash diminishing from our wallet. Whereas when you swipe, you don't see it, and it doesn't affect you in the same way. Why do you think Starbucks and Amazon are so successful? Think about it. They make buying so easy. They make it so easy to spend, and it's not painful, at least until later. At least until you finally get around to checking your bank account and you're like, oh, I spent how much this month? And then it's just too late. 4 years ago, I had the Starbucks app on my phone. And to this day, I still don't really know what I would spend in a month, but I know it was astronomical. I know it was pretty irresponsible. I would reload every time it told me to, which would be like $25 each time. I don't know why. I never did more. I always had this hope that I was like, oh, I'll just do $25 this month. But then I would end up doing that like a couple times a week. Okay, so that's $50 a week. So $200 a month? Like, what? I mean, that's redonkulous. I can blame B a little bit for that because I would always buy his coffee, but I mean, let's be honest. I was getting the almond milk lattes and he was getting his blonde black coffee. He loves a blonde. Whatever. I'm still going to blame him, but that's nuts. I had such a disconnect with my money, and I know that might be extreme, but I just want to explain to you the disconnect I had with my money, and I wonder if you can relate at all. So, switching to cash. I know a lot of bills are automated, and so what I'm talking about is for things like groceries, date nights, cocktails with girlfriends, shopping, or travel. You will spend your money differently. I don't think this needs to last forever either. It's just kind of that jolt back into reality. I don't do the cash thing anymore, except for when I travel and I have a certain amount that I want to spend on like shopping or going out to eat. I don't feel like I really need it anymore, but I totally did back then. I would say to give it a try for like 1 to 3 months and see how you feel. So the second thing is the big fat B word, budget. You are in the driver's seat when you do your budget. You tell your money where to go every month. Doing this each month or week, whatever works for you. I actually like to do it once a week just to make sure we're on track. But if you're doing this, it will help your brain really wrap around how much you actually have to spend. And you'll notice certain patterns and behaviors that you could maybe shift or change in order to make your money work for you. You'll feel this confident boost. You'll feel like you're in control. You'll stop buying shit you don't need and just hoping for the best. Oh, I hope I have money in my account. That was me. I'd somehow scrape up a bunch of money before a vacation or something, and I would treat myself Donna Meagle style and come home and hope for the best. Not sustainable, not realistic, and holy cow, so stressful. So budget, people. You just got to do it. You got to make it enjoyable. Pour a glass of wine, light a candle, make it a ceremony. I don't know. Like, just commit to doing this and you will feel like you got a raise. You'll find more money somewhere. It is inevitable, and you will just gain a little bit more control of your money and feel more disciplined. The third and last thing to do to stay disciplined, as Dave Ramsey always says, is to act your wage. Stop acting like you're rich and buying things that you can't afford. I was the most guilty of this, buying $300 shoes and designer bags along with going out to eat every day. Like, hi, you can afford Target and cereal right now. That's about it. Delusion. I recently had another little lesson too, by the way, with buying our Subaru. Do I love my Subaru? Absolutely. It's sexy, it's reliable, it's safe, it's exactly what we need right now, and it's within our budget. How do I know that? Well, I like to go off of the rule of thumb of all cars you own shouldn't total up to more than half of your annual income. That makes sense to me. Well, listen. So like I said, I love my Sub, but would I love to drive around a 2020 Mercedes G-Class SUV? Abso-freaking-lutely. Like Joan always told me growing up, I have a champagne taste on a beer budget. So I'm working towards having a champagne taste on a champagne budget, if you know what I mean. One day, you guys. One day. All of us, right? But this is where we are right now in our finances, and that's great. I think it's important to live within your means and just stop keeping up with the Kardashians. When you come from a place of contentment and you find this peace and solace in your whole body, you'll just relax and you'll be happier and find more things to be grateful for. I'd rather live my life that way than to always come from a place of stress and lack and I don't have enough and I want this, but I can't afford it. Like, gross. It's not cute. It's not cute. Okay, so work with what you've got and act your wage. Well, hey, that's it for today, you guys. A whole 10 minutes of goodness for you. I hope you have the best day and a great rest of your weekend. Oh, I was going to tell you, I did find a new therapist. She seems really smart, very seasoned, if you know what I mean. I'm into it. I'm excited to work with her. And hopefully she doesn't get accused of sexual misconduct like my last therapist. Fingers crossed. So, yeah. Remember to rate and review, my friends. Love you so much, and I hope you have the best week. Thank you for listening to Purdy Girl Podcast. If you have a second, please rate and review and share this podcast with somebody you think would love it. See you next week.